πάμε μαζί. Καλή χρονιά, καλή χρονιά, χαρούμενη Χρυσή Πρωτοχρονιά. Όλα γύρω χιονισμένα, όλα γύρω παγωνιά, μα θα λιώσουμε ένα με τη νέα τη χρονιά. Καλή χρονιά, καλή χρονιά, χαρούμενη Χρυσή Πρωτοχρονιά. Καλή χρονιά, καλή χρονιά, χαρούμενη Χρυσή Πρωτοχρονιά.
Your Eminence, Reverend Fathers, Worshipful Mayor of Barnet, my good friend the High Commissioner of Cyprus and officers of the High Commission, Minister and of course our local MP for Finchley and Golders Green, Sarah Sackman, Minister and MP for Chipping Barnet, Dan Tomlinson, Chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Cyprus and MP for Southgate and Wood Green, Bambos Haralambos, Councillors, Presidents of Nebomac and Nebomac UK, members of the Brotherhood, distinguished guests and friends. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this year's annual Vasilo cutting on behalf of the Greek Cypriot Brotherhood. This event is always an opportunity to gather with friends and family, to reflect on the previous year and welcome the new year. We say goodbye to 2025, which saw the green shoots of efforts to resolve conflicts in Ukraine and Israel-Gaza. And in Cyprus, we also saw a renewed effort to restart reunification talks, whilst here in the UK, Sir Keir Starmer marked his first year as Prime Minister. Now we look to 2026 being a year of progress on Cyprus unification talks, as well as other conflict talks, peace, stability, good health and joy. The Brotherhood is our community's oldest association and has a proud and historic legacy. Over the last 91 years, through our work, we've remained steadfast in our mission to maintain and preserve our culture, language, heritage and faith, and of course to advocate for the reunification of Cyprus. And Cypriots here in the UK have been actively contributing to and shaping the UK's success story. Today, our diaspora counts amongst its ranks captains of industry, property, retail, media and the city, leaders in medicine, science, sports, academia, arts and civil society, as well as humble shopkeepers, TV dragons, a former cabinet minister, parliamentarians and 2 Nobel Prize winners. And over the years, we are proud to have hosted many of these role models for our community right here at the Brotherhood. And we're continuing this tradition because this Thursday on the 15th of January, we'll be hosting Watford midfielder and Cyprus national team player Hector Kyprianou for a fireside chat with Goba and Nebomac UK. And in February, we'll be hosting our own UK Cypriot Antigoni, who will be representing Cyprus at the Eurovision Song Contest for an exclusive event with Nebomac UK. In addition to these networking events with leading diaspora Cypriots, we host free university lectures with professors from the University of Cyprus, family garden parties and Christmas markets, as well as social events. So there really is something for everyone. And of course, we are privileged to have this magnificent building, which, judging by today, maybe we need a bit of expansion. So hopefully our friends at the council will look favourably on our planning application, and our friends in the community will help us with the fundraising effort. This building is a place where not just our members, but the wider Cypriot community, as well as individuals from across the borough and beyond, can meet over a coffee, enjoy a Friday night meal, or our Senior Citizens Weekly Lunch Club, play a game of pilota, or rent it for a private function. We now also have a nursery operating from our premises, and the NHS now also does regular blood donation drives right here from our building. And if you're not already a member of the Brotherhood and would like to join, please do speak to me or any of our committee who are on that table over there, who can give you membership forms at the end of the event. And to deliver on our mission, the Brotherhood works closely with the government and political leaders of Cyprus and the UK, as well as the National Federation of Cypriots in the UK, the Cyprus High Commission, the Archdiocese and the Greek Embassy. I'd also like to extend a special thanks to Barnet Council for its continued support of the Brotherhood, including generously sponsoring today's event. So, Mr. Mayor, on behalf of the Council, thank you very much. And we only exist because of the tireless work and dedicated support of our members, volunteers, catering team, and committee. So I'd like to say a special thank you to all of them. I'd now like to say just a few words in Greek. Αγαπητοί φίλοι, αρχίζει νέος χρόνος. Ας τον υποδεχτούμε με χαρά, με ελπίδα και με αισιοδοξία. Ας εργαστούμε με πίστη στα δίκαια του αγώνα μας για την πραγματοποίηση των στόχων και των σκοπών μας, να απολαμβάνουμε ό,τι απολαμβάνουν όλοι οι Ευρωπαίοι πολίτες. Ελευθερία, ειρήνη και δημοκρατία. Θερμές ευχές από μένον και το Διοικητικό Συμβούλιο σε όλους για προσωπική και οικογενειακή υγεία, αγάπη, χαρά και ευτυχία. Καλών και δημιουργικών νέων χρόνων, ειρήνη στον κόσμο όλων και ελευθερία πρόοδων και ευημερία στην αγαπημένη μας Κύπρο. Χρόνια πολλά σε όλους. Thank you very much and a happy new year. I'd now like to ask the Worshipful Mayor of Barnet, Councillor Danny Rich, to say a few words.
Do I need that? Yeah.
It's up to you.
Can you hear me if I don't use the microphone?
Yes.
Thank you. Vice President of the Brotherhood, Your Eminence, High Commissioner, Deputy High Commissioner, Members of Parliament have all been named. I'm not going to name the three of you who are here. But I'm going to name the councillors, and I tell you why I'm going to name the councillors, because it fits into my message. So just as I look around, I have to put my glasses on to make sure I see you all. We have Councillor Anne Hutton, of course, is our local councillor for this particular ward. So she is your formal host in the sense of it's on her ground that the things, including the planning application, might come. Councillor Nigel Young is the chair of the Strategic Planning Committee, a local councillor. Councillor Alan Schneiderman is the cabinet member responsible for the transport and the roads. So if the roads need doing, he's the one you go to. Councillor Richard Cornelius, a former leader of the council. Councillor Alison Cornelius, a former mayor. Councillor Ross Houston, the deputy leader. And Councillor Alison Moore, the cabinet member for health. And are there any other councillors here? Now, why do I mention them all by name? They don't need their egos stroking by me, but it reflects something that I want to say is very important, which is the value that all of our councillors and previous administrations and councillors of all parties put on our relationship with the Cypriot community. This administration, past and previous, is proud to be associated with Cyprus and with the challenges that it has. And we're very pleased that there are so many. I mean, wish that you were all in Cyprus, didn't need to come here. But the fact you're all here makes a wonderful addition to our Barnet community. Because you're not a community just comes and sits here. You're a community, as you've reminded us, with your brotherhood activities, who works not only for your own culture and your own values, but you make a contribution to our wider community. And that's why the members of Parliament, the councillors value you, your association and the work you do, and why we're privileged to be here. I want to say just one other thing. I won't keep us long. I know that I might be getting a glass of water, a cup of tea any moment now, so I won't keep us too long. But I had the privilege of visiting Cyprus for the first time. As some of you will know, we're twinned with Morphou, which is in the, if I'm being politically neutral, northern part of Cyprus. We visited there, we understand, and I spoke about and with my own particular refugee background, I spoke about what it means to lose one's home and to lose one's land and to be challenged and find oneself in a position one didn't expect to be in. So I'm aware of all of that. But the relationship between Morphou and Barnet is one that we all treasure. And we are in fact hosting a dinner which the leader of the council, the leader of the opposition, other local dignitaries will, I will host a dinner for the mayor of Morphou when he visits, I think, on February the 23rd or thereabouts. So that's just a symbol of the fact that this borough values the contribution of its Greek Cypriot community. It values them as individuals, it values them as families, it appreciates them as a community. And we're all up for election, whether you're a past mayor, a current mayor, a member of the cabinet, whatever you are, we are all up for election in May, and I say nothing about that other than to say that I hope whoever succeeds us will understand the value of this community going forward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, for your kind words. I'd now like to ask the High Commissioner of Cyprus, Dr. Kyriakos Kouros to say a few words.
Good evening, everybody. I will adopt the protocol so that I will not need to repeat every official who is present, but I will have to acknowledge the presence of His Eminence. I have to acknowledge the presence of His Eminence. I would like also to acknowledge the members of the Parliament and the Mayor of Barnet and the members of the Council, because as a community of Cypriots here, we appreciate you standing on our side in either preserving our own identity, but at the same time being a valuable ingredient of the United Kingdom. As I said, it is a great pleasure to be with you today, here at the start of the new year, and I warmly thank the Greek Cypriot Brotherhood for organizing this event and for its long-standing contribution to our community in the United Kingdom. It is also significant that our humble gathering here today takes place a few days after Cyprus assumed the presidency of the Council of the European Union. The Cyprus presidency takes the helm of the Council at a very challenging moment, to say the least, when the global rules-based order is under attack, undermining multilateralism, fair trade, and the fundamental principles of the United Nations Charter. Cyprus' own history on ongoing occupation and division has given us a very concrete understanding of the crucial value of international law for peace and stability among nations. As I have many times stressed, the Cypriot diaspora in Britain has always played a vital role in preserving our cultural identity, supporting efforts for a Cyprus settlement and acting as a bridge between Cyprus and the United Kingdom. Your engagement, your dedication continues to strengthen our voice and our presence abroad, and for this you deserve our sincere appreciation. Because I will never stop pointing out during my term here as Cyprus High Commissioner, the UK has a legal and moral role, if not a duty, to perform in our efforts to reach a Cyprus settlement. As we look ahead to the coming year, the prospect of a Cyprus settlement remains always a priority for my government. We remain committed to a comprehensive, just and viable settlement in line with United Nations resolutions and European principles within the agreed UN framework. We believe that the renewed efforts by the UN Secretary General and his envoy, as in recent developments within the Turkish Cypriot community, can create the conditions for resumption of negotiations that could lead to the reunification of our island, providing peace, prosperity for all. In this effort, the role of diaspora remains indispensable. Your advocacy, your engagement with representatives of the British government and its institutions, and your continued commitment to Cyprus help keep the issue high on the agenda and reinforce the message that we Cypriots seek peace, reunification, and a shared future. As we welcome the new year, allow me to wish you and your families health, safety, peace, and prosperity. May the year ahead brings peace and reunification for Cyprus and continued strength and unity to our community here in the United Kingdom. Thank you very much. Καλή χρονιά.
I'd now like to ask His Eminence Metropolitan Athanasios to say a few words and then go on with the blessing of Basra.
First citizen of the area, Your Excellency, with your entourage, the rest of the VIPs, and dear brothers and sisters in the Lord. Let me say the following, first of all. About 15, 16 years ago, I was in the hospital, and in the evening I heard, Vayomer Elohim. In Greek, it's είπεν ο Θεός. In English, God said. Immediately I answered, Kitov. Γεννηθεί το φως. Let be light. I thought the rabbi would think there is another rabbi here. I didn't realize it. But there was no more talking. I would like to bring to all of you the blessings and the prayers of the Ecumenical Patriarchate. The Ecumenical Patriarch. I was with him till yesterday. I attend every month the meetings of the Synod of the Ecumenical Patriarchate. And we deal with many things. The previous meeting, we had the Pope as a guest and visitor, and we visited the place where the first Ecumenical Council took place in Nicene, 17 centuries ago. It was an excellent occasion, a very historic occasion, and we may say that we received very great help from the local authorities regarding this. I wish you all Happy New Year, blessed, and of course, let's have success in the problem of our country, our Cyprus, to get the freedom of the occupied area and continue our life in peace as we enjoy over here and in the rest of the world. Thank you very much. Χρόνια πολλά. All the best. Yes, you do.
We will now kind of get ready for the blessing of the Βασιλοπίτα, so I'll let His Eminence prepare for that.
In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, Amen. Στο όνομα του Πατρός και του Υιού και του Πνεύματος, Αμήν. Εύχομαι, αγαπητοί, ο νέος χρόνος 2026 να είναι ευτυχής, χαρούμενων, ειρηνικών και ευλογημένων για την ομογένεια μας, για την πατρίδα μας, για τη χώρα στην οποία ζούμε, για την εκκλησία μας, για τον καθένα οικογενειακά και προσωπικά. The first part belongs to the first citizen of the area.
Thank you very much
Happy New
indeed.
Year. All the best.
You are aware that it might be a coin.
Yeah.
There might be a coin.
In my piece, I hope.
It's mine.
Do I need to now, or do I have to wait till
No, you could go. You could. Left there.
All right.
That's the coin, yeah. No, this one, that's off. Sarah, do you want to come up?
Please.
Then Dan, get ready, and then bam.
Happy New Year. All the best.
Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
Dan,
Happy New Year.
Bambo, do you want to come up? We have more Vasili's by the way.
Happy New Year.
And then,
Rainbow.
should we just take this table here? Everyone else come up to this
No.
table, then we'll take these two tables basically come up. Come on, don't be shy.
Happy New Year.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come on.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Ναι, κάνετε, έτοιμασα.
Okay.
Χρόνια πολλά. Χρόνια πολλά. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
Happy New Year.
Sto ουρανών, το πλάγιο πλάστηση μας όλων. Άγγελοι στον ουρανό, σαν ούτω εξιστής, λέγα το φανερώνεται, εις τους Χριστούς κόσμους ο Χριστής. Δώστε και μας τον λόγο μας, ότι είναι ο ρυθμός σας, και ο Θεός μας ο Χριστός, να πάντα κατά βοηθός σας. Λόγια πολλά να ζήσετε, να είστε ευτυχισμένοι, και στο κορμί και στην ψυχή, να είσαστε ευλογισμένοι, και στο κορμί και στην ψυχή, να είσαστε ευλογισμένοι.
We have with us, would you mind telling us your name, please? Because I like to make sure it's correct.
My name is Danny Rich. I'm a councillor in the London Borough of Barnet. I'm the Mayor of Barnet for the municipal year 2025-26.
Thank you very much. And you are here today to celebrate with us this, cut of Βασιλο, you call it, the cake. How you find it? How are your feelings?
Well, it's a wonderful celebration. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I come from a religious faith community of ancient times, a Jewish community. So I know what it's like to live in a diaspora. I know what it's like to maintain one's culture. One has to do it outside of the main system with supplementary schools and supplementary institutions. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be celebrating Greek Orthodox New Year with the Cypriot Brotherhood here in Finchley. The Cypriot community provides a wonderful example for the London Borough of Barnet. It concerns itself, first of all, by maintaining its own culture, but it doesn't only do that, it also makes contributions to the borough as a whole. And it helps us to remember and celebrate what a diverse and wonderful borough Barnet is.
Did you get the chance to meet our leaders in London at the moment?
I've met some of your leaders a number of times, and of course Barnet is twinned with Morphu on the island itself, on the northern part of the island. I was privileged to be there and to lay a wreath and to say some words to the mayor, whom we know, Victor, the mayor of Morphu, and his team. And in fact, I'm hosting them for dinner when they come to London, to England, I think in February.
Mm-hmm. What are the main problems, the citizens have in your area?
Well, Barnet, like all local authorities, is finding it very hard to balance the books. The demands, particularly in our borough, of elderly people. We have a large number of elderly people. We have children with special needs, and we have a large number of homeless people. And they're the three areas of our budget which we have no control over. We're obliged to meet the needs of these people, and we should. But we don't always receive the full cost back from the central government, and some of it, of course, comes out of the local taxpayers. Mm-hmm. The other thing that is very controversial, particularly with the weather in Britain has been cold and wet, is potholes. Mm. We pour, I think, millions of pounds into repairing potholes, and every week our residents still complain they've got holes in their roads. Yeah. And I think it's probably an international problem in countries that have cold weather that we haven't quite cracked yet.
How about the parking? Do they have any problems with parking?
We certainly do, and the truth of the matter is we all have too many cars in the London Borough of Barnet. That's the truth. We need to try and encourage cycling, encourage walking, encourage public transport, but not, of course, penalise drivers for being drivers, but we have to regulate driving, we have to regulate parking. And what one person wants, their neighbour doesn't want. And so it's very difficult to be fair to everybody. And the truth of the matter is leadership is not about pleasing everybody all of the time.
Exactly.
It's about working from principles and trying to be fair to everybody. But being fair to everybody doesn't mean giving everybody what they want.
Oh, yes, exactly. What is your message for our, Greek Cypriots and the people who are living in your area?
Well, the first thing I want to say to the Greek Cypriots is carry on the wonderful work that you do. Be the wonderful people that you are. People of faith, people of culture, people of decency, people of education, people of public service, people of commitment to each other. And if all of our citizens and residents in the Borough of London, Borough of Barnet and elsewhere were like that, the world will be a better place. I'm also conscious that you are concerned about the reunification of Cyprus. And although we also have, of course, a small Turkish community in the borough, we are clear that the current arrangement is not satisfactory. It's not fair to people who were taken out of their homes. It may not be fair to people who are now living there. And what there needs to be is a proper solution in accord with international law, in accord with the rules of the European Union, so that everybody feels they've been heard and listened to, but that ultimately a fair and equitable situation, resolution, is agreed by everybody and hopefully doesn't require to be imposed by one party over another.
That was a very good message. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much and Happy New Year to you all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Βρίσκεται λοιπόν προς εξέλιξη αυτή η εκδήλωση προς το τέλος της και εμείς πήραμε την ευκαιρία να μιλήσουμε με τον πρόεδρο της Εθνικής Κυπριακής Ομοσπονδίας, κύριο Χρήστο Καραβολή. Good evening, Mr. Karolis.
Good evening, thank you for coming.
Χρόνια πολλά.
Χρόνια πολλά και σε εσάς.
Πώς αισθάνεσαι, πώς πήγε σήμερα η εκδήλωση?
Ήταν εξαιρετική εκδήλωση. Είχαμε 130 άτομα, είχαμε και 3 βουλευτές, είχαμε 10 δημοτικούς συμβούλους, συμπεριλαμβανομένων και των δήμαρχων του Barnet και φυσικά τον υπαταρμοστή και τον σεβασμιότατο Μητροπολίτη Αθανάσιο.
Ποιοι ήταν οι βουλευτές?
Είχαμε την Sarah Sackman που είναι βουλευτής εδώ στην περιοχή του Finishing Golden School, αλλά είναι και υπουργός δικαιοσύνης. Είχαμε και τον Dan Tomlinson που είναι βουλευτής του Chipping Barnet και είναι και υπουργός οικονομικών. Και είχαμε και τον Πάμπον τον Χαραλάμπουν, τον δικό μας τον βουλευτή, που είναι και πρόεδρος της διακομματικής ομάδας για την Κύπρο.
Ωραία. Επομένως, είσαι ευχαριστημένος με όλα όσα συνέβησαν. Πώς βλέπει να εξελίσσεται αυτή η νέα χρονιά?
Για την αδελφότητα φυσικά έχουμε μια σειρά εκδηλώσεων ετοιμασμένων. Την επόμενη Πέμπτη έχουμε τον ποδοσφαιριστή, τον Hector Kyprianou. Το Φεβρουάριο θα έχουμε την Αντιγόνη και άλλες εκδηλώσεις θα ακολουθήσουν φέτος του χρόνου. Φυσικά για την Κύπρο μας ελπίζουμε ότι θα είναι μια χρονιά που θα δούμε τις συνομιλίες να ξαναξεκινήσουν και να καταλήξουμε στον τερματισμό της κατοχής και την επανάσταση του νησιού.
Μπορεί να μας πεις περισσότερο όσον αφορά το αν και πότε θα ξεκινήσουν οι συνομιλίες? Υπάρχουν κάποιες ενδείξεις ότι σύντομα θα έχουμε εξελίξεις?
Κοιτάξτε, είχε μια συζήτηση πριν τα Χριστούγεννα με τον πρόεδρο Χριστοδουλίδη και τον κύριο Ερχιουμάν, απεσταλμένων των Ηνωμένων Εθνών. Περιμένουμε πενταμερείς είτε τον μήνα είτε τον επόμενο μήνα και από εκεί και πέρα θα δούμε τι θέσεις θα πάρει προπαντός η Τουρκία, εάν θα δεχτεί να επιστρέψουμε σε συνομιλίες με βάση το συμφωνημένο πλαίσιο των Ηνωμένων Εθνών.
Okay, would you like to say a few words in English as well?
I'd like to wish all your viewers a very happy new year. To say that on behalf of the Greek Cypriot Brotherhood, we are here for the community. We have our centre here in Finchley that is open to the community with events all year round for the community. And for Cyprus, we hope that this is a year of progress on the Cyprus issue and reunification of Cyprus.
And the next event is?
The next event is this Thursday at the Brotherhood with Hector Kyprianou, the Watford midfielder and Cyprus national team player, who will be talking to us about how his journey through community football and football here in the UK has eventually led him to play for Cyprus.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would you mind telling us your name, please?
My name is Dan Tomlinson and I'm a Member of Parliament.
Okay, thank you very much. And I would like to ask you about your, feelings about tonight's event.
It's wonderful to be here with Christos and everyone at the Brotherhood just here in North London. We're a few minutes walk from my North London constituency, which is called Chipping Barnet, and I was elected to be the MP there in 2024. And before then and since, I've been a strong friend and ally of the Cypriot community here in Barnet. And it's great to be with everyone from the community all over North London to celebrate New Year.
Thank you very much for all that. How much you support our needs in this area?
So I'm working really hard for the people in my constituency, people from the Cypriot community, but people from all backgrounds, to try and make Barnet an even better place to live, a safer place to live, a place with better schools, better roads, with the potholes being filled in, and all of those important local issues. And then also I had the honour last summer of going on a trip with the all-party parliamentary group, the APPG for Cyprus, which I was a member of, to go and visit Cyprus and to learn about the challenges that people are facing there, the need for us to get to a solution so that we can have unity and peace again in Cyprus. That's something that I support, that's something that the government is working really closely on, and it was good to see in 2025, I thought, that we were beginning to make some progress again after things being stalled for a very long time, and I and others in the Labour Party will continue to advocate for the needs of Cypriots and the need for us to get to a peaceful and long-term settlement.
So you asked a couple of my questions.
Very good.
My last question is your message to our citizens, around the area.
My message is that
our audience.
Hello everyone. Yeah, my message is that I, as a representative, and the Labour Party as a government, stand squarely with the Cypriot people, and we want to see, progress towards bi-zonal, bi-communal solution in Cyprus. That's what we've been working with partners from across the European Union, with the United Nations. Stephen Doughty, the Minister in the Foreign Office, this is one of the things that he's been focusing really closely on. And in us, in the Labour Party, you have a friend, you have a firm friend, and you have a friend that wants the best for Cypriots both abroad and here in the UK. It's 91 years since the Brotherhood was founded, and I look for many more years working alongside you, Christos.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you very much for your support, and I wish you all the best with everything you have planned and fulfill your dreams.
Thank you, and thank you, Christos.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have with us our Greek Cypriot MP, Bambos Charalambous. Good evening, Bambos.
Good evening.
How are you doing? You well?
I'm well, so it's getting used to being back in Parliament after the new year, so yeah.
So how do you feel about tonight's event? Do you think it's, covering all the traditions, all this?
No, it's nice. It's always nice to have the cutting of the Vasilo, to have the singing, to bring the community together. It's always a really nice event, and it's a good way to start the new year. So I'm always happy to come along to the events.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the latest, talks and meets with the President and the Turkish Cypriot leader?
Well, the election in October was very pleasing, so I think we have somebody that is going to be more proactive in seeking a solution. So I am hopeful. We have to take it one step at a time, so we need to be cautious. But I'm more optimistic than I was last year.
Yeah. It's anything happening at the House of Commons about Cyprus? Anybody make any questions? Anybody mention the problem of Cyprus?
Because of all the other international things that have happened, so far it hasn't been a top priority. but it is something that we speak to ministers behind the scenes about. This year is very important because Cyprus has the presidency of the European Council, so I think there'll be a lot of interest in Cyprus for the first 6 months of the year. Ministers are very aware of that, and I think they'll be very keen to speak to people who know about Cyprus and show how they can be supportive of Cyprus too.
Any events happening here because of the, Cyprus, it's the presidency of European Community?
There may be some events. We haven't worked out what they will be, but I'm sure there'll be lots of ministerial visits to the UK, so we'll try and cater for them in Parliament through the all-party parliamentary group, and so we'll work with the Federation and we'll see what events we can put on. It depends on the plans of ministers and other officials from Cyprus, but once we work out the plans, then we'll try and put things on in Parliament and we'll arrange meetings with the appropriate people.
Good. It's beginning of the year. What is your message for our audience?
My message is be kind to each other, look after yourselves, and make sure that you keep raising your voice and speaking up for Cyprus, and we should always remember our homeland.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Έχουμε τον πρόεδρο της ΝΕΠΟΜΑΚ, τον κύριο Χρήστο Τούτον. You want to speak English or Greek?
I'll speak English.
English. Okay then. All right. How you feel about tonight's event?
I thought it was a really nice turnout tonight. Fantastic event. Great to hear from the choir as well. Very nice songs, and a really nice way to start the new year in the community.
So tell us about NEPOMAC. What do you do? Do you have any future plans? Organize any events?
Yeah, so just before the event with the Βασιλοπίτα today, we had a committee meeting for the new NEPOMAC UK committee. Lots of ideas and lots of events were discussed and plans are already in place for a really successful 2026. We're hoping to do social events, cultural events. There's an exhibition at the Imperial War Museum currently about the fight for independence and EOGA. So we're planning to go along and see that. We're planning kind of larger social events. We want to do more regular events, Tavli events and things like that. So just trying to find lots of ways to engage the community, young people in the community, and make sure that as kind of third, fourth generation British-born Cypriots, we are continuing to keep our heritage and culture alive in the diaspora and in the UK.
Do you know how many members do you have? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, so around the world we have around 8,000 members. And in the UK that makes up almost half of that number. And yeah, we're always trying to expand, and we're hoping to do much more on social media as well over the next year or so to try and raise those membership numbers even further.
Do you have any regular meetings?
Yes, our committee meets every month, and we also try to get together in between that as well, because really the committee, we want to be as close and as friendly as possible, so it's all a part of building up the connections between our community and really strengthening those personal ties.
Are these programs visiting Cyprus are still on?
Yeah, so NDCP and NCCT are still going. NDCP is for 18 to 22-year-olds. It's a 3-week experience at the University of Cyprus where people get to travel around the island whilst also taking Greek language classes, history and culture of Cyprus classes as well, and some traditional dancing too. And then NCCT is a 10-day trip for 23 to 30-year-olds where you kind of travel from town to town in Cyprus, seeing the various sites that there are, always with guided tours as well, so you get to hear kind of professional guides, and they tell you about the culture and the history of what you're seeing. Applications for both of them are open right now actually, and they close on the 8th of February, so I'd encourage anyone to apply or to tell their children, grandchildren as well to apply. It's a fantastic experience.
Tell us your website.
It's nepomac.org.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thanks. Happy New Year.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.